We grow older, but unhealed moments grow with us. Some wounds don't bleed. They don't leave scars you can point to. They don't show up on medical reports or x-rays. Instead, they hide. They hide in behavior. They live in reactions. They whisper through the way we move in the world, the way we love, the way we fear, the way we see ourselves when no one is watching. Long before adulthood, there was a moment that seemed small to everyone else, but enormous to a child. A child once cried, and no one came. Maybe the room was full. Maybe people were talking, laughing, busy, distracted. But emotionally, no one arrived. No comfort, no reassurance, no arms wrapping around trembling shoulders, just silence. And in that silence, something formed, something quiet, but powerful. The child learned something dangerous, that their pain was invisible, that their feelings were too much or not important enough, that needing comfort could lead to disappointment. And children, they adapt. They always do. Because when you cannot change your environment, you change yourself. Years pass. The child grows taller. The voice deepens. Responsibilities increase. Life moves forward. But the body remembers what the mind tries to forget. Now they apologize constantly, not because they are wrong, but because they feel like their existence might inconvenience someone. They apologize for speaking, for asking, for feeling, for needing, for taking up space. Apology becomes a reflex, a survival language learned long ago. A raised voice is no longer just sound. It becomes danger. The heart begins to race before logic can respond. Muscles tighten without permission. Breathing becomes shallow. Eyes scan the room for escape, or safety, or warning signs. The nervous system prepares for something terrible, even if nothing terrible is actually happening. Because once upon a time, loud voices meant emotional threat, and the body never forgot. So they become careful, very careful. They work harder than everyone else, stay longer, give more, try more, smile more. They become who others need them to be, because being liked feels like protection. Approval feels like safety. Acceptance feels like survival. Rest feels risky. Mistakes feel dangerous. Disappointment feels catastrophic. And then love arrives, or at least something that looks like love. Someone kind, someone patient, someone who wants closeness. But closeness feels unfamiliar. Warmth feels suspicious. Care feels temporary. Because when love once existed beside neglect, connection becomes confusing. Part of them wants to lean in. Another part prepares to pull away. Trust feels like standing on thin ice, never knowing when it will crack beneath your feet. And then, rejection happens. Not a dramatic rejection, not a life-shattering one. Something small. A delayed reply. A canceled plan. A change in tone. A moment of distance. To others, it is ordinary, forgettable. But inside, it echoes. It doesn't feel like today. It feels like every moment they were unseen. Every moment they were unheard. Every moment they were left alone with feelings too heavy for a child to carry. The present moment becomes a doorway, and suddenly, the past walks in. And when everything becomes quiet, when distractions fade, when the noise of the world softens, there is a presence inside. Not a memory, not a thought, not an idea, a presence. A younger version of themselves sitting silently within, still waiting, still watching, still hoping, waiting for comfort that never arrived,
waiting for reassurance that never came, waiting for someone, anyone, to finally notice the tears that once fell unnoticed. That child never disappeared. They didn't fade with time. They didn't dissolve with age. They simply learned to wait quietly, inside adult responsibilities, inside social masks, inside forced smiles, inside overachievement, inside emotional distance, still asking the same question they asked long ago. Will someone finally hear me? Will someone finally see that I was hurting? That I needed softness, safety, presence, love? Will someone finally stay instead of looking away? We grow older. We learn skills. We build lives. We collect experiences. We change environments. But healing does not happen automatically with time, because time passes, but memory lives in the nervous system, in emotional reflexes, in unconscious beliefs about worth, safety, and love. And so the child waits, not for perfection, not for achievement, not for approval, but for something much simpler: to be acknowledged, to be understood, to be comforted, at last. We grow older, but the child within us never stops waiting for healing. And sometimes, the bravest thing an adult can do is finally turn inward, kneel beside that waiting child, and gently say, "I hear you now."